Okay, so we just had Big Drop Brewing Company, their lager, which was really nice. Too high carbonation, but that's okay. We're sticking with the non-alcoholic beers, and we're going with round two. And this is Brewdog's Punk AF, which I don't need to explain. That's up next. Okay, welcome back to Views on Brews. I'm Brendan, and this is a beer that I had no intention of buying because if I want a Punk IPA, I'm just going to have the normal version. But if I was in a bar and I was driving and I've got other people in the group and I'm driving and I'm the designated driver is basically what I'm saying, and I wanted to join in the fun and they were all having Punk IPA or craft beers and I saw this, I would definitely opt for this based on the fact that it comes from a decent brewery. They've been knocked quite a lot recently, Brewdog, but you know what, that's what happens when you're at the top. Some of their beers have been really pared down in terms of flavour and changed up. Punk IPA, don't like the new recipe as much as I did the original one. It's got all different kinds of hops in it, but this beer, I have no idea what it's going to be like. It's 0.5%, so it is in the non-alcoholic as opposed to the low alcohol range. What does it say on the back? The writing on the back of this, you won't be able to see this. I can't see it. You would literally need a magnifying glass to read that. It's ridiculous. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. I can't tell you anything that's written on the back of this can at all. And I just want to see if I can at least get the calorific content of this beer. I've had laser surgery done on my eyes and I've got better than 20/20 vision. I've got extremely good vision. I can't work out what that says. It might say 6. No, I cannot work out that. That's terrible. That's a big shame, I think. And I think it's something that they should address. But anyway, Punk as F. From Brewdog. Let's get it open. There's a bit of a squeeze to the can, so I know the carbonation is going to be just right. My hands are shivering a little bit because we're at -7 degrees right now in Ireland. Let's have a look at this beer. Nice bit of carbonation there coming off. I probably should have given this glass of dust. It looks like it's clinging on. It must be a bit of a dirty glass. That's bad from me. Nice head of foam expected on the lager. Not too much more than half a finger's worth. Looks golden. Nice clarity. That's probably from the way they strip out the alcohol from it. I'm just going to go and give this a sniff now and see what we get on the nose. Beautiful. It's straight away from all of the different non-alcoholic beers that I've been trying. This one has by far and away the best nose on it. It's just immediately tropical fruit on the nose. That's just lovely. That is absolutely fantastic. So I'm not going to describe it any other way than tropical fruit because, to be honest with you, it really just there's maybe some, I don't know if they've got Nelson Sauvin hops in this, but it feels like there's a bit of white fleshy fruit hop character as well as all the tropical fruits as well. Bit of lychee. I think there might be a bit of citra in this. I'm not sure what's in the hops. If I get to find out afterwards, I'll try and link it up on the screen. But anyway, cheers, Slancho. Let's give this one a go. Well, it's bitter. It's very bitter. Wow, it's really, really bitter. I wasn't really prepared for that when I tasted it. So I'm getting pine, a lot of pine on this. So maybe there's something like, I don't know, maybe a bit of grapefruit as well. Like, but bitter grapefruit now, like really pithy bitter. Maybe there's something like Centennial in here. Maybe there's Citra. Maybe there's Cascade. Something along those lines. It's quite bitter, I have to say. Wow. I think there's too much hops in here. I don't think I'd ever say that, but I think where alcohol supports a beer is it carries all of the ingredients along with it. We notice ethanol, alcohol, or ethyl what is it called? Ethyl alcohol, whatever, ethanol. We notice that as a warmth in the beer, but we don't really notice it in low strength beers. We only start to notice it when you're getting up to 6 and the 7% beers and above. But when I've drunk this beer now, what I'm feeling is that I'm noticing the lack of something to support that really bitterness, really strong bitter edge to this beer. It feels like the alcohol is missing to support that and carry the bitterness through without it being astringent. There is an astringency to this, there is definitely. It's not bad though. Like I have to be honest here and say, I think I would find that quite harsh and astringent in terms of the amount of hop character in there. You know, I can barely taste beer at all. It is just 100% hops. They've smashed them into this beer. And it feels like, I spoke to a friend of mine who's a brewer, and he said to me, you know, when you de-alcoholize beer, you tend to strip away a lot of the flavors that were in there. This feels like it hasn't stripped away any hops at all. I wonder if they dry hop this after they de-alcoholized it, in whatever way they made it. It feels like there's so many hops in here that they might have been dry hopped into it afterwards. I'm not sure of the process, but that's how it feels like. Just mountains of grapefruit, mountains of what's the best way to put that? Really drying. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't want to kick it too hard because it was quite an assault when I first drank it. I'm getting more used to it. I kind of like it. And I think if I was in a bar, I think I'd probably carry on drinking one or two of these. But after the second one, I'd be like, I've got to have a plain non-alcoholic lager. And my friends around me, they'd be drinking alcoholic beers, and I'd be drinking this, and I'd be thinking, that's just too much. It's far too full on. It's like the driest bitterness from grapefruit is the way I would explain this beer. On the nose, beautiful. I'm mistaking tropical perhaps for grapefruit, but there's a bit of pininess in it. There's a good bit of herbal in it, and again, gassy, like the last beer. They've all got this gassy element to them. Woo. It's not too far away from being puckering, is what I would say. Punk AF, like, I don't know what else to say about it other than I think it's too bitter. There's too many hops in there, and it's not balanced. I don't really taste much of beer, but maybe they put those extra hops in to hide the fact that it's non-alcoholic. I'm actually focused more on the hops than I am about the beer, and maybe that's what they were aiming to do. I just think they need to tone back or take out some of the hops that have grapefruit in them. You know, it really does feel like kind of like an old school IPA, but with just mountains and mountains of grapefruit. Anyway, that's my view on this brew. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, and I would definitely have 1 or 2 of these, but I think probably even one, the small little can, is probably enough. It would just build and build and build. And you know, when you've had those sort of mountains of hops, it leaves kind of like a dried out palate that lasts for ages after you finish drinking the beer. That's what this does. It's not bad, but it could be a lot better. That's my view on this brew. And it's gassy. Cheers, sláinte, and it's on to the next one. Bye.